All right, guys, we are back on the Captain's Log with Dr. Daller. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, buddy? Good to see
today
you.
we talk about vaping and how it's affecting our youths and what the pros and cons and if it's better than if it's better than regular cigarettes,
Right.
compared to e-cigarettes.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of information, very, very interesting. I had the opportunity to read a lot about this and see how much we don't really know, but we're going to share with the audience, what we know and how to protect really your kids, because that's what I care about.
Right.
I care, if somebody is a smoker, let's start with that. If somebody is a smoker, Captain Brien, and he smokes a pack and a half a day of Marlboro Light, and he had been doing that for 20 years, I would encourage him to switch from cigarettes to e-cigarettes. Why? Because regular cigarettes are going to kill you. What are the chances, Captain Brien, if you smoke cigarettes, that you're going to die from something related to smoking? 50%. There's 50% chance you're going to die from something, if it's a heart attack, or if it's a lung cancer, or if it's a throat cancer.
Right.
How many people in America die with smoking-related stuff? You know how many?
A lot.
470,000 people every single year die from that. How many people in the world smoke traditional cigarettes? You know how many people?
No, how many?
1 billion.
1 still?
1 billion people. It's amazing. It's amazing.
So I think what people, the mystery is that everyone says, oh, we're going to switch to e-cigarettes, we're going to start vaping, and it's going to be healthier for us, and we're going to get off eventually, we're going to get off of cigarettes. From what I read, that doesn't work at all.
That's correct. So you're not. So a lot of people are going to switch and they're going to smoke the e-cigarettes, but some of them are going to do dual. They're going to smoke regular cigarettes and the e-cigarettes. But overall, let's be honest here. E-cigarettes overall, from what we know, and we don't know too much, and we'll talk about it during this show, they are overall cleaner. It's a cleaner type of smoking. And why is that? So both of them have nicotine. As a matter of fact, e-cigarettes have 20 times more nicotine than regular cigarettes. So when there is something that the kids really like to smoke, it's called Juuls. And the Juul, Juul, has 20 times. So every time you smoke, it's like you're smoking a whole pack of cigarettes, the amount of nicotine. Absolutely. So, but again, I have to be very honest on this show. Nicotine is not the cause of cancer. Okay, nicotine has a lot of harmful effects, specifically on kids. Nicotine is highly addictive. Nicotine is as addictive
as heroin, cocaine. I read that, right?
Absolutely, as addictive as heroin, as cocaine, is one of the most addictive things on earth. And nicotine does affect kids. So kids have brain that develops, have nerves that develop, muscle that develops, and it does affect. There is a receptor in the nervous system called the acetylcholine nicotinic receptor, and that affects specifically that receptor. So it's extremely important for me, because yesterday over dinner I was talking to my older son, is in high school. I said, how many kids smoke? And he says, Dad, significant number of kids are trying that. And
it's up 900%, they say.
900% up.
And I bet, and that statistic was from like 2017.
Right.
I bet you it's up another 500.
I have no doubt.
I bet you it's 1,500%.
No doubt about it. And the first time I was in a restaurant or outside and I saw somebody smoking and I said, you know what? I bet kids are going to love it. Why is that? Because they have flavors that are designed for kids.
Exactly.
These are not, I mean, cotton candy. I mean, what kids doesn't like cotton candy? Captain Brien doesn't like cotton candy, but kids love cotton candies. All these Skittles and all these flavors. I mean, these are designed to attract kids. And that's where we have to be careful. If they were smelling like regular tobacco, not that many people will smoke them. Now, the second thing is the look. The look of Juul is cool. You're saying, wow, that looks like an iPhone. Right. That looks like a USB port. This is beautiful. This is designed to attract people that, they want something that is new, something that is innovative. The new generation, Generation X, that's what they love.
It's still nothing healthy about it.
No, I'm not. Let's not get carried away. This is absolutely not healthy. So e-cigarettes are safer, healthier than regular cigarettes, but definitely not healthy.
Has that really been proven though?
So we don't have the data that we have on regular cigarettes. So we have short-term data. e-cigarettes were invented in 2003 and came to America in 2007. And you know, although a lot of people smoke the e-cigarettes, we don't have data for 20 years, like 30 years, 40 years, like we have regular cigarettes that we can tell for sure, for fact, that regular cigarettes kill people. We know that nicotine that is highly found in e-cigarettes is highly addictive. We know that you have other chemicals that are found, like formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is a chemical that when you are slowly burning certain material there, you are going to cause that, and it's bad for your lung. We know that there are other material that are really, really bad for your lung, but we cannot say like we can say on a pack of Marlboro Light kills, or Camel.
In 9 months you can develop something that comes from the vegetable glycerin.
That's correct.
In your lung, and it's some kind of pneumonia from fatty.
That's correct. From the glycerol.
The fatty oils.
From the propylene glycol as well as the glycerol together. So we know that these are safe when you cook with them or you eat them, but we don't know if you inhale them whether they are safe. And we know that, as a matter of fact, Captain Brien, from the food industry. So there were companies that were making, in the old days, they were making popcorn. And the butter in the popcorn was a fake butter, you know, those fake butter. And the people that used to work in the factory with the fake butter, they developed that from inhalation. So we looked at on those people's lungs, and we saw that it's called a popcorn lung. Popcorn lung. And so that popcorn lung is from that inhalation of the glycerol that they were breathing.
And it gets bad. It get bad?
Absolutely. Oh my God, it's like a COPD. That's a big deal. I mean, we have studies that it affects the cilia. Cilia is the way air is being moved in your trachea and in your lung. You know, you have a mechanism, so we know it affects that. We know it's not good for you. There's no question about it. How bad it is, we don't know. Does it kill? We don't know. Does it affect you? Absolutely. In a bad way? Absolutely. But again, the problem that we have, that kids are highly attracted to that. Why? Because it's something new. They feel like a rebel. They feel like, you know, those kids, you know, your kids, my kids, were not supposed to smoke. Why? They're both athletes. You know, my kids are into sport. Your kids are into sport. You know, we definitely don't want them to smoke cigarettes, regular cigarettes, or e-cigarettes, because this is a lot of kids. I hear from them, well, this is water vapor. This is not water vapor.
No such thing, right?
There's no water vapor in it whatsoever. This is as far from the truth as possible.
But that is people do say that.
I hear that all the time. I hear water vapor. This is aerosol. Aerosol is not water vapor. It's the same as you take Febreze and you inhale Febreze. There's no water vapor in Febreze.
Exactly.
This is, I mean, so that Febreze is maybe tasting like skillets or I don't know what, banana or cherry or anything like this, but you are inhaling small particles that are going to affect your lung.
Very serious.
Very, very serious. And again, the problem that we have is the kids. The kids are the problem.
They're marketing it directly to the young consumers. So that's why they've just sucked it up. They're just grasping onto it and be like, oh, this is what we need to do. This is the cool thing.
Captain Brien, do you know how big is this market?
How big?
So today, the market worth, right now, in today's money, $26 billion.
The vaping market.
$26 billion. Next year, it's going to double. Okay.
Wow. So while we're on the topic of vaping, how about vaping like the THC or the CBD oils and things? What about that?
So again, the problem is that a lot of the kids now, that before it was difficult for those kids to get a hold of a bong or to get a hold of anything. They couldn't bring it to school. Today they bring that little jewel to the school or one of these small pipes to the school, because it's low heat. You don't have the customary smell that you remember in college when you were you knew who was smoking in every corridor. You knew who was smoking, but you don't have that aroma that comes. So they do that in school even, and that's a problem, Captain Brien. That's a big problem, because again, people that are addicted to nicotine have addictive personality. They become addicted to nicotine. They want they crave something else, and if they don't, they get withdrawals.
They say that something like 50% of the people that vape eventually smoke cigarettes.
That's correct. So those people, again, so we know from study from cigarettes that people that smoked all their life, majority of them started before the age of 18. If you start to do something before the age of 18, for example, in your case, sex, you had sex before the age of 18, you did it all your life.
That's right.
You did it all your life. So here we are dealing with something that is addictive. So if you start something that is addictive before the age of 18, unfortunately, it may carry throughout your life, and it's going to be difficult to get rid of.
Wow. So what do we do to get off of it?
So again, your podcast is one of them. Your podcast bring education. So how do you educate? You educate parents, you educate the kids. You're going to tell them, you know what we don't know, what we know, that nicotine is not a benign thing, that nicotine does affect your brain, does affect your memory. Nicotine causes depression and anxiety. So there's nothing good about nicotine. So let's say the kid is going to argue with you. And yesterday over dinner.
And you made a good point. Every vape has something in it. When they say they just plain, there's no nicotine.
There's no such a thing.
No
such a thing. So most vapes, like the one that kids love, they have high nicotine, and the one that even says there's no nicotine in them has some nicotine and has other bad things.
And if they have super batteries in them, they're getting a bigger hit. It draws more nicotine out of that same thing I read.
Right.
Wow.
So you can change the temperature, you can change the amount, the concentration.
Yeah.
It's it's designed to attract people that like those gimmicks. Who likes those gimmicks? Kids.
Yep.
You know, I mean, adults are not into that. The kids are. And again, this is like you are getting a whole generation of kids that are going to be hooked on nicotine again. And you know, I thought 10 years ago we got rid of cigarettes. Right. I didn't see people smoking. As a matter of fact, when somebody was smoking, it wasn't cool anymore.
That's
you
right.
know, it's like 30 years ago it was cool. 10 years ago it was not cool.
It's definitely not cool.
No.
And I don't think the vaping is cool, but I think it's becoming more mainstream, which is kind of scary to me.
And I think it's becoming more mainstream because of lack of education.
Yeah.
So again, I want to congratulate you for this podcast, because this is educating people that this is not one we don't know too much about it. It's dangerous. There is a risk involved. There's harm involved. This is not something benign whatsoever. Again, vaping is not benign, or as the kids call it, juuling is not benign.
Here's one. Mm-hmm. Oh, I could do this in public because there's no secondhand vape. That's wrong too now.
Absolutely.
I heard that.
That's correct. That's absolutely
no such
wrong.
thing anymore. The secondhand vape actually goes in your skin. You can you get it just as much.
Correct. And you inhale the second.
Yeah.
That stuff that comes out. You know, they make shows now with the amount of smoke that they make.
Yes.
Remarkable. Captain Brien, this is extremely important, and frankly, I'm upset that, you know, the FDA and other, you know, government agencies are not doing anything about it. They're not doing research.
The interesting part is how in this day and age where they hate everything about cigarettes, did they let this grab so much of the society, get such a stronghold already?
It's
when did they were sleeping?
I don't know if it was sleeping, and I don't want to say, you know, they were corrupt, or I don't want to use any of these big words because I really don't know, but it's my kids. I care about those kids because that's the future of this country, those kids. I mean, you and I, we had our time, you know.
Yep.
Now is the time for our kids to be healthy. We learn from our mistakes. Smoking is not good for you. Yep. Even though at the beginning, you know, when we were kids, I mean, on TV, I mean, those people who were smoking cigarettes on TV, it's not cool. Now I see rappers, I mean, vaping on Instagram and different things. Vaping is not cool. Let's make sure that everybody understands that vaping is not cool. You know what's cool? Or healthy. You know what's cool? Cool is to be an athlete. Yeah. Cool is to eat healthy. Cool is to take care of you. Cool is to help an older person. Cool is to help your family member.
Right.
Helping somebody that is at need, that's cool. But vaping is not cool.
Well, Doc, I did certainly learn a lot. I didn't realize that there's so many different trends going on right now. I didn't realize there's such... it's just been bad all around. Like, the nicotine is so high in these things, and I appreciate the information. I appreciate you always coming on the podcast. They can find you on Instagram. They can send messages. They can DM us. You can ask us questions. We're happy to do that on the Captain's Log here, Dr. Daller. And that's a wrap, buddy.
Absolutely. I love it.
Appreciate it, guys. We're
Take
out.
care.
Be good.